Dear, welcome to the process of learning about Agile Maturity Model. So what we exactly call it as an Agile Maturity Model is, it is something which gives us the insight about what is the model that Agile is going to follow and in what sense this model is going to ensure that the complete project development can be a fruitful one as well as a productive one for the entire team or entire set of stakeholders who are involved into this. So we call it as Shu-Ha-Ri, which means that learn the rule, begin to break the rule, and be the rule. So it's a Japanese terminology which ensures that the model is going to result in the outcome of a quality product. As we now know that Japan means quality. So here, what we call it as learn the rule is we are going to follow the rule without worrying too much about the underlying theory. So while we are going to follow the rule strictly, the underlying theory is not of greater importance, and the product development is going to ensure that the complete quality is maintained as we are going for following the rule and we are going to take those rules into considerations. And as we know very well that these rules are definitely towards the quality and the strict follow-up of this rule is very, very important in terms of achieving the overall quality of a particular product. So here is this is what we call it as knowing agile. And the next one is begin to break the rule. So while we are learned about the rule without bothering about the underlying theory into this, we need to learn about how to go for learning or how to go for breaking the rule. That is, learn the underlying principles and theory behind the technique. So here, what we exactly do is like we are going to keep all the rules set aside and we are going to concentrate more upon learning about the principles and theories behind the technique. So this is what we call it as doing agile. So knowing agile and doing agile, how they differ is something like getting to know about the sets of rules and regulations is what knowing is all about. And without bothering or without taking care of the rule, we are going to learn about the principles and practices and principles and the theory behind the technique is what we call it as the doing agile. So how they are trying to map this as doing the agile is while we are going for learning the theory, our mind is automatically going to impart whatever we are learned during the theory in terms of making it or bringing into action. So that is the reason why they call it as doing agile. And the next one is on be the rule. Learn from own practice and create own approaches. So this is something like giving us a kind of freedom in order to create our own rules as and when it is required. So agile is all about a friendly way of approach, a complete flexible way of approach, and breaking the rules and making everything in a swift, progressive manner. So while we tell it as be the rule, we are going for creating our own rules, our own practices, and we are going to create our own approaches. So this is going to ensure that new set of things are going to keep upscaled in terms of the development principle and we are not going to drag whatever it was told traditionally and for following it up for many a number of years which is not the right way of ensuring that the kind of requirement that is existing for the real world trend is not being taken care of. So we are keeping it scaled up. That is what we call it as the agile maturity model. Shu Ra Ha Ri. And the next one is on the Kanban. So Kanban is another Japanese technology wherein Kan means visual and Ban means board. It's a Kanban board. And here we are just going for signaling the system to trigger action, which means that we are going to ensure that a board is maintained. And in the board, what are the kind of signals that are essential for making an action to initiate are being written and they have been clipped onto that particular board. And the team is going to visualize that particular slips which have been they're pinned onto that board and they're going to take essential actions accordingly. It's a method for managing the creation of products with an emphasis on continuous delivery while not overburdening the team. So, what is required that the team has to focus upon that is being focused over there in terms of the slips, what we are going to put it onto the board. One of the lean tools designed to reduce the idle time in a production process. So, as we keep on updating that particular board with a set of actions, the team is not going to go on to the bench period. They are going to always be given with the work, and they're going to have a complete set of continuity in terms of the tasks, what they're going to perform. And this is otherwise called a pull method and follows the concept of delivering just-in-time goods. And it's a way of controlling and limiting the work in progress and keeping continuous flow. So I'll just show you a typical Kanban board, how it looks like, and how it's going to help, or so that if you're going to get a visual uh, uh, look over that particular board, you'll have an understanding of how the activities have been performed. So this is the way how does a Kanban board will look like. And it's as it was told, like it's used to manage and improve the work across human systems. And here the approach is uh, aims to manage work by balancing demands with available capacity and by improving the handling of system level bottlenecks. So when things have been communicated, when things have been told, so we can avoid many confusions that may happen in the later stages of the project. So that is being taken care of over here. And it requires real-time communications of capacity and full transparency of work. There is nothing to hide over here. Whatever the things that the people require to tell about the project related process or project related activity, they are free to tell over here. And the other person who is going to take it up is going to find it completely comfortable in understanding where he is right now at that particular moment and what is the actual stage of the project at that particular instance. And he can definitely act upon according to the requirement. And here the work items are represented visually on a Kanban board for allowing team members to see the state of every piece of work at any time. So like frequent updations are going to happen, and frequently the team is informed about what is happening at each and every level. As you can see here, there are some certain set of steps which are involved in terms of a Kanban board, like a backlog, in progress, peer review, in test, done, and blocked. So backlog is nothing but the events which are needed to be taken into important prior consideration. That is what the reason why it has been kept as a first set of activities to perform. And there are three set of activities that are in progress, which has been communicated to the team, so the team get an idea about what is happening in the project development task, what is completed, what is needed to be completed. And there are some set of activities which are need to be peer reviewed, and one activity which are in the test phase. And there are four activities which are being done or completed, and one activity is blocked as a result of some kind of problem with the kind of elements of the system. Some kind of components of the system might not function properly, or proper planning might not have been completed by the team, or some proper miscommunication might have happened. That leads to the blocked set of activity. So amongst all the set of activity, as you look out into the backlog, which requires a fast track or defect. So this needs to be taken with immediate care or attention by the team, and they have to ensure that this backlog set of clips or the things, the chits which have been kept over there, have to be minimized at the earliest, and they have to flow amongst the in progress or peer review or in test or done status. So this is the function, or this is the use of a Kanban board. Thank you.